Hey guys, welcome to Tampa. She's Taylor Haas. I'm Dan Kovacevic. We're from DK Pittsburgh Sports, and you might have heard that the Penguins just beat the Lightning 5-4 in overtime. And we have to figure out what all we're writing about. No shortage of subjects.
No, I'm writing 3 stories off of this game.
She's more organized than I am.
Yeah,
in every way.
There's just so much. But like Granlund's debut, how many goals? The overtime goals. Drew O'Connor had his best goal of the year. There's a million things you could write about from this game.
There was a lot that went on here. I think the first thing that the Penguins should do is count their blessings because they avoided what looked like it might have been a pretty scary injury there for Kris Letang. Share with everybody there what you got from Tanger.
Yeah, so in the first period, for those that didn't see it, he got hit by a puck twice. The first puck hit him in his hand, and then he was already in pain, battling to stay out there, and then he took a puck to the face, and it went off into the goal. Ton of blood on the ice. I got him one-on-one after the game, and he said he feels good. His lip looks pretty messed up. He had stitches. I asked him how many stitches he had. He said 24. And his finger was wrapped up from the puck that hit him. And Mike Sullivan, I asked him after, I was like, were you surprised to see Letang come back? And
no.
He was like, no, he said he has the heart of the lion. Letang's missed so much.
He's something, and that really shouldn't be lost in this. There was a lot that went on that was positive for the Penguins, but that might have been number one. If you have questions for us or comments or criticisms or whatever it is, and you're watching us on YouTube Live or on Facebook, just fire away. We're ready for absolutely anything that you got here. Robert says, what a huge, huge win. Need a lot better special teams. Both of those things can be true and are true. Penguins 0 for 5 on the power play. I thought they lacked anything remotely resembling a center drive on their power plays. You saw no push to the middle, no presence in front of the net. And as a result, let's be honest here, Jake Gensel's not getting it done.
Yeah, I'd like to see. We're going to see Granlund get in on a unit eventually. They didn't want to throw him out there in this game, so I don't know if maybe just getting him in, switching things up, if a little shakeup could help. But
that would be a pretty big shakeup, putting him out there in place of any of those guys, other than maybe Raquel.
Or put him on the second unit, put someone on the second unit up to the first. Like they can shuffle things around.
Yeah, Clint Novak says, is it really just as simple as the team feeling more confident when they have quality goaltending at work?
I don't think that's
yeah, they did get quality goaltending, though.
Yeah, they absolutely
Don't
did.
look at the score and think that Jari struggled. He was really, really good.
Yeah, but, the guys in front of him are also better than what they were, when they were.
No, this was impressive here. What a team effort, says QK Nichols. What were your thoughts on the bottom 6? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Well, okay, so I don't know what the final numbers ended up being, but when I looked at the end of the second period, the Penguins' best line as far as, shot attempts for and against, shots on goal for and against, unblocked attempts, was the third line of Granlund, Carter, and Heinen. So that's crazy given where the third line was just a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. No question. Mike says, who was that wearing number 77 tonight?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I don't know that there can't be that many people who've been tougher on Jeff Carter than I have over the course of this season and then a big part of last season as well. But I saw stuff from him tonight that I hadn't seen, and I'm sorry, inclined to blame it on his former wingers. I didn't have any use for his former wingers, either of them, Brock McGinn or Kasperi Kapanen. But watching him tonight, yes, he did get a couple of quality passes from Mikael Granlund, but he also made some plays himself.
Oh, yeah.
And he came close to making other plays himself that would have had everybody buzzing about him.
Yeah, McGinn and Kapanen were not holding Jeff Carter back. That's not how it works. But yeah, he actually had a good game tonight. But Granlund, I think, is maybe an upgrade over what he did have as far as wingers go.
Chris says, "How about that dramatic glove save on the 5-on-3? That was on Kucherov. It was beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
Right in front of us, actually. Right down
Jari, the goals he did let in, a couple of them you can't blame on him. The one he couldn't see because Pettersson screened him. The first one went off of Letang's face. Yeah, there's no question here. Daniel says DOC is doing what Cappy wouldn't, use his speed to drive to the net. His hard play and effort is so deserving of the results. I'll tell you what, Drew O'Connor is a work in progress.
talked to him now both legs of these trips so far in Nashville and here, and he is feeling it. He's feeling a lot more confident, but it's more like he feels, I think, Taylor, that he has a sense of direction in terms of how he needs to play and how he needs to score. He's not out there guessing or flailing anymore. JM says Penn's played much better as a 5-man unit, won the majority of the board battles as well. Big confidence-boosting win.
Yeah, there's hard to, other than the special teams, I think, there's hard to find things to complain about from this win.
Well, on that note, John says, why is the power play so bad? It has to be a difference maker. I just went over that, John. If they want to do anything to have a chance against Boston, don't be so sure that they're going to face Boston, by the way. Don't be so sure they're going to get in. Let's start with that.
The East is so tight. I think this win.
How many games in hand?
Did they leapfrog the
Islanders?
The Islanders. They were point behind the Islanders.
Yeah, I wouldn't be looking at matchups. Certainly from the Pittsburgh perspective, I think you're going to see the Penguins just worry and focus really on their own game more than anything else here. Cody says, Kajula hasn't been too noticeable to me when he's been called up. Is there no way to bring up another guy instead of him, like a Philip Hollander?
Right now.
I didn't notice him either.
No, he's only played 4 games, so it's not like there's a big sample size.
Yeah.
But for right now, Kajula made this sense to call up. First of all, Hollander's sick. Hollander didn't play yesterday in Wilkes-Barre. And also, so with the fourth line, they have Kajula on the wing. O'Connor's at center. Mike Sullivan said on a ton of occasions they really don't like O'Connor as a center. They want him as a wing. Kajula is the best option in Wilkes-Barre who can play center. So if they wanted to flip-flop O'Connor and someone else and put O'Connor back on the wing, Kajula is the guy that had to come up. Gruden plays center, but Gruden's week to week with an upper body injury. Nylander, Puustinen don't play center. They probably don't have the best defensive games for the fourth line. So I don't have an issue with the Kajula call-up.
Austin says, what about taking Raquel off power play 1 for Petrie? You know what?
They've done the 2D a couple times, and it never lasts.
2D doesn't last, but I'll tell you what, if there was ever going to be a case that was made for it, this would have been the one. Just because I really was uncomfortable ever taking Petrie off of that rink tonight.
Yeah.
Okay? He looked like he was a goal or an assist waiting to happen at all times, including when he came out late. Whereas Letang, understandably, looked like he might have been still a little bit, I don't know if rattled's the right word for someone
even
of
when
his spirit.
Letang came back, you saw him holding ice to his lip, like you could tell it was maybe bothering him.
When he went to the box, and he's still taking a towel with him.
He's on the bench. He has a towel with ice in it, so.
Yeah, no question about that. Ryan asks an interesting question. Hi, Dan. Hi, Taylor. What do you think about the play of Jason Zucker recently? He looked good tonight.
Recently, are we starting
to take him for granted?
Yeah, I mean, he had like a little lull where he really wasn't putting up the points, but for most of the season, this is the Jason Zucker we've been seeing.
This is what he's done, but it's funny how the aerial pass that Marcus Pettersson makes to spring in for his first goal, when the puck lands at the player's feet, and you know that there's going to be a breakaway, I think as a human, you think to yourself, he's going to score or he's not going to score.
Yeah.
What do you think when the puck lands at Zucker's feet?
Oh, I mean, it had goal written all over
it. Yeah, it did. No, even regardless who was in goal.
Yeah.
Vasilevsky.
No, yeah, you knew Zucker was going to score there. Just the year he's been having. I don't know. Every goal he scores, he looks more deranged after. Did you see his face? No one enjoys scoring more than Jason Zucker. It looks like no one's more surprised when he scores than Jason Zucker. His face gets more insane with every goal.
His eyes go crazy wide. Yeah. He on the overtime goal.
Yeah.
Mad props to Marcus Pettersson. In addition to the great flip pass or Murph dump for those of you who have been around the team a little bit longer. What he was able to do in overtime in terms of skating one direction and then pulling back the other way that threw Steven Stamkos to his stomach. If this had happened in the NBA, it would have been leading SportsCenter tonight for a left-right juke, to break somebody's ankles. Stamkos went down hard, and all of a sudden it's a 3-on-2 now in front, and Marcus does the right thing, and Zucker really finished it.
Yeah, Pedersen, nice kind of redemption for him because he did screen jar and what was that, the tying goal? The one that went through both of their legs.
Victor
but other than
Hedman's
that,
shot.
Pedersen did have a pretty good game other than.
Yeah, we're going to take a couple more. We're going to take a couple more here today. Peter has, this is good stuff. One thing you can always count on from La Turnover is Carroll's handling. Dude.
Are we talking about the goal that went off his face?
It doesn't matter. He's coming up with a catchphrase for
yeah,
Letang.
well, and
derisive reference to Letang's name. If you watch this team on any kind of consistent basis, and that's what you come up with, find something else to do with your hobbies or your life. He had 24 stitches put into his mouth, and maybe something, you said you saw something on his hand.
His finger was wrapped up because he got hit by the puck twice on that sequence. Once in the finger, he was in pain.
If he stays back in the locker room, go ahead.
In general, we're talking the turnovers. You look at which defenseman average the most turnovers in the league, and it is the offensive defenseman. That's just kind of what you get when you have defensemen like that can also make plays. See?
Rick says, I'm a huge fan of you guys and can't believe you're here on Twitch. I was just arguing with her as to whether or not we are on Twitch. She saw I couldn't find it. We're happy to have you. Pass the word over on our new Twitch channel here. Robert says, this is an awesome way to engage with the fan base. You're going to be doing something similar when the Pirates start during the regular season. No, I'm going to be doing something similar tomorrow night from Sarasota, Florida, while she goes to the other side of the state to finish this trip for the Penguins. I'm going to be doing some Pirates over the weekend.
Hold on, wait. Put this one right here.
No on Tom Wilson.
What this is. Tyler Kennedy tweeted Tom Wilson to the Penguins. Stay tuned. Tyler Kennedy doesn't know what's happening. That's what he wants. And then I saw he went on the radio and he's like, I would trade the Penguins first round pick for Tom Wilson. If Tanner Jeannot got nearly a full draft class, I don't want to know what Tom Wilson would get if the Caps were looking to move him. This isn't happening.
Yeah. Here's our last one. Chris asks, do you think that Ron Hextall will make another move? Bearing in mind, it's 3 p.m.?
Yes.
Deadline, 3 p.m. deadline. Not sure we should be hoping for that. Maybe Tom Wilson will be on the market. Please stop with the Tom Wilson stuff.
Tyler Kennedy's starting the Tom Wilson.
Please stop the Tom Wilson stuff.
I mean, the Penguins really don't have any cap space right now. They have $401,000. That's with Krajula called up.
It would have to be player for player.
Yeah, someone would have to go out, and I just don't know who that would be at this point.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, you'd think it would be a defenseman.
I mean, McGinn, you can still trade him, and any team that's acquiring him would be able to keep him in the minors. So that makes him a whole lot more appealing now that he's already cleared waivers, and then that would clear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if he's
by all means trade McGinn then.
Yeah, no, that would, then he'd only 1.125 would come off the other team's books too. Him clearing waivers makes him more tradable.
No question about that here. Keith finishes this up by saying Ian's coming to Dallas on the 23rd. She's got Dallas duty. I'm going to be on baseball duty at that time. So, hey guys, listen, thanks for tuning in and filling this thing up. I wasn't expecting this many people to show up. What were you expecting something terrible to happen here tonight? Is that who you are? Is that who you are? Wow. All right, next time.